Okay, now let's spend some time talking about the syllabus. If we were in class right now, I'd be having you pull out the syllabus that I sent you over email or from Howdy or from Canvas so we can go through it, so we can make sure everybody's on exactly the same page. So this is what you have here. So pull it up from your email or from Howdy or from Canvas, or you can click on that syllabus link on Canvas and get it in PDF format here. So this is what we're going to be looking at. You are in Vet Ento 208. This is the lecture section. You are in section 500 or 700. You are not in the honors section if you're listening to this. So if you think you should be in the honors section, please make sure that you have the right section. Okay. Now, this is a 3 credit hour course. The location is fully online. Here's my information. So you can find all that on Canvas with a little bit of information about me, that sort of thing. So this class is designed to give you an overview of those insects and closely related arthropods that are affecting animals. What I've done here is I have gone into the types of students that tend to be in this class. We get a lot of pre-vet students, a lot of people who work with animals who want to go into animal care or rearing animals or working on ranches or whatever else. So I've gone through all of these future careers that you have and sort of looked into what types of insects and other closely related arthropods you're going to run into. By the end of this class, I want you to be able to easily site ID the most important insects that affect your animals, whether you are working with pets or companion animals like dogs and cats, whether you're rearing cattle or hogs or horses, or if you're going to be a vet and you're going to see all manner of different things come in that are affected by arthropods. So I want that to happen. And then I want you to be able to notice if something is unusual. So if there's an insect that you haven't seen before, at least you'll have the tools in order to figure out what it is. So that's pretty much the goals that you're going to see with this course. And I've outlined that in the learning objectives or the learning outcomes. So I want you to be able to correctly use scientific terminology in order to describe entomological organisms of veterinary importance, be able to understand and describe the basic insect biology, natural history, and evolutionary relationships of veterinarily important insects and closely related arthropods, really be able to evaluate the economic importance of these insects and how they affect animal health. Do they vector diseases? Are they more of a direct impact? Do they not have any impact at all? Do you not have to worry about it? And because of that, be able to recommend specific prevention, control, or management of these organisms. There are some organisms that they can be pretty prevalent, but they don't cause any problems. So you don't need to waste your money spraying down animals with pesticides. Others are super dangerous because they can vector really nasty diseases. And so you need to treat for those right away. So I want you to know which is which. And finally, I want you to be able to understand current information. Entomology and closely related arthropods, it's constantly changing. We're constantly getting new organisms that are being imported into the US. We get a lot of invasive species, that sort of thing. So you guys, as the animal care techs, as the people who are going to be dealing with animals, you're going to be the first line of defense for some pretty nasty invasive species. I also want you to be able to know what are important and what aren't. So I think I've said this several times now, but you are going to be in an entomology class. And so now you're going to have friends and family that are going to come to you and say, hey, you're in entomology. Here's a fuzzy cell phone photo of something. What is it? Is it a brown recluse? It's never a brown recluse. Is this a murder hornet? It's never a murder hornet. But I will teach you how to ID those just so that you can tell your friends and family, no, it's not. And just be ready to have sort of a generic answer when somebody shows you a spider. I have my generic answer. Like, is this a brown recluse or a black widow? No, it's a garden spider. It is not dangerous. Just leave it alone. Is this a murder hornet? No, it is probably cicada killer. We live in the South. We don't have murder hornets down here yet. So keep that in mind. So I'm trying to set you up so that you're able to actually critically evaluate these things that come across social media where people are freaking out, or your aunt is sending you stuff. I've got an aunt like that. She'll send me all these things. If you see these hornets, call 911. Please don't call 911 on a hornet. They don't know what to do. Come on. So I want to set you up for success. Teach you a bunch of things that you will be able to site ID and then get you ready to understand these new organisms that come in and how to deal with them. So that's what we're doing in this class. There's no prereqs for this class, but you do need to be co-enrolled in Ento 209, the lab, where you're actually going to learn how to ID these specimens. And I'll teach you some of that in lecture, but lecture is mostly the theoretical background for things, the learning all the vocab, that sort of thing. And then lab, you're going to go through the keys and learn how to key them out. In order to do that, you do need a textbook. So you will be using this text. It's a veterinary entomology. It's all fun and games until someone gets Lyme disease. So this is a custom electronic textbook that I wrote for you that covers everything you need to know that I constantly update as we get new invasive species, new information, as names change, all that sort of stuff. So it's through Great River Learning. Here's the link for you. And I have a whole other video on the textbook. Now, in order to be successful in this class, you do need some equipment. It's fully online, so you need to be able to get to the online class. You're going to need a computer with reliable high-speed internet access, your favorite web browser. I personally use Chrome, but you can use pretty much anything. If you are having problems getting access, go on to the IT website and see what web browsers they suggest you should use. Hey, you'll need that. You're going to need either speakers or headphones because I'm going to be talking at you for a lot of this. You'll need a video player with the ability to play MP4 videos. These videos I have also uploaded to YouTube. So I did this because when you get a lot of people all on this in the same class trying to watch the same video at the same time, that can overload the system. So YouTube is uniquely equipped for a large number of people watching videos at the same time. So I'm using that. Go on there, watch the videos on there if you need to. And that also allows you to watch videos on your tablet or on your phone or on whatever other thing you have in order to watch it. I tried to make it as easy as possible for you to watch all these videos. Now, this is a semester-long format. If you need to watch or you have a problem with your computer or something like that, I do have a link here to on-campus computers for all the computer labs that you can watch. So this 15-week online course goes concurrently with the in-person course in normal semesters. So you have all the same material, all the same everything that you would get, well, if you're sitting in class, except you can manage your schedule a little bit more in the online class. So this includes 28 contact hours. So 28 hours of lecture. That's me talking to you for 28 hours, plus 4 exams, 14 quizzes, 13 module quizzes, and 1 intro quiz, and a podcast assignment. So each module corresponds approximately with 1 week of in-class time. Some are a little bit longer, some are a little bit shorter. I tried to merge together things that were the same or that had a lot of the same information just to make it a little bit easier on you. But this timing is up to you. So I want you to be able to manage your time accordingly. The way that I have this set up is everything is open right now. And everything except the podcast is due at the very last minute of the last day of finals week. I'm giving you the maximum amount of time to get things done. This way, if you get sick or you have to travel or you have sports or you have to go out of town or you have family emergencies or you're just really tired one week and you just don't want to, or you have a whole lot of exams in another class, you can put this class off temporarily. Don't fall into the trap, though, that you're just going to wait till the last minute, because there's a lot of lecture that you have to listen to and a lot of quizzes and exams and a lot of projects that you have to do in order to earn credit for this class. Keep that in mind, but it allows you to manage your own schedule. So you don't have to let me know if you get sick one day. You can just sleep in, sleep it off, be fine, get back up, and do a little bit more tomorrow. Okay. Now, this course is offered completely online and everything is doable in an online environment. I've tried to make this as mobile friendly as possible. Now, most of the stuff should be perfectly mobile friendly. The only thing that we tend to have problems with are the exams, although I have had people do this entire class on their phone. I had one student last semester who was in the hospital and he did it all on his phone. He said it worked just fine. So hopefully it does, but you might want to err on the side of caution with the exams. You only have one chance to take the exams. And I'll talk about that in just a second. You'll see that in the quizzes and exam video. It's all fill-in type of stuff. It's possible to take it on a tablet or on your phone, but just to err on the side of caution, take it on a computer if you have the chance to. Now, there's no coordinated meeting times for this class, so we don't have to all log in at the same time. I've pre-recorded everything for you, and everything is open right now, ready to go right now. In order to open the whole class, though, you have to take the this intro module that you're going through now, and you have to take the intro quiz. The intro quiz is designed just to give an overview, just so that I know that you know where everything is. It'll ask you some things that you have to go look in the frequently asked questions for. You have to know the basic rules, all that sort of stuff in order to pass the quiz. Now, you need to get 90% or better on that quiz in order to open up the rest of the course. So 90% or better, 90% or better. Notice I said that 3 times. Whenever I say something 3 times in a lesson, that means it's pretty much guaranteed going to be on your quiz and your exam. So keep that in mind. Now, the lecture videos are organized into modules or about weeks. And these are going to be up throughout the whole semester. So you can go back and listen to the lectures as many times as you want. You can review them as many times as you want. I have given you my lecture notes. So the PDFs of all my PowerPoints are at the beginning of every module. So anything that is actually on a PowerPoint slide, don't frantically try to write down. You already have that. Just take notes on the things that I say and the things that I explain. Now, you need to be concurrently enrolled in Ento 209, which is the 208 laboratory. These labs will go hand in hand with what you're learning here in lecture, and they'll lean on each other a little bit. You also have some textbook quizzes. So you've got readings every single week that you need to do. And at the end of each chapter, there's about 10 questions, multiple choice questions that you need to answer. These same exact questions you will see on your quizzes, and then you'll see those same slightly reworded on your exams. Okay, so the quizzes, each module ends with a quiz. The quiz covers materials learned through your video lessons and through your assigned readings. About 50% of the questions are from the readings, 50% are from the lectures. So these quizzes are multiple choice, open note, and timed. So you have the opportunity to take those quizzes as many times as you want. There are 20 questions on each quiz, and you have 20 minutes to finish those questions. I will take the average of your submitted quiz grades for your final grade. So you can take it a million times if you want to and get those questions correct. Now, at the end of each quiz, you will have a chance to review the questions, see what you got right, see what you got wrong. You're supposed to be able to review these at any point, but sometimes that messes up. So just assume you can only see this once. Write down all those questions, take screenshots, do what you need to do in order to get these questions right the next time you see them. Now, all the quizzes need to be finished by the last minute of the last day of finals week. That's 11:59 p.m. on the last day of finals week. I have outlined the known problems in taking quizzes and exams in the frequently asked questions section of Canvas. Make sure you familiarize yourself with these before you take your first quiz. So the way that I set up these quizzes is every time I write a chapter, every time I create a lesson for you, I write up as many multiple choice questions as I possibly can on that section, and I put them into a question pool. Each time you take a quiz, a certain number of questions from that question pool will be pulled for that quiz. So each time you take the quiz, you will see slightly different questions in different orders. The more times you take the quiz, the more likely it is that you'll see every single question. That's important because I will reword those multiple choice questions into fill-in questions for your exam. Here's a quick hint. If you read a question and it looks like it'll be really easy to turn it into a fill-in question, the likelihood that you'll see it on the exams is super high. I'm pretty lazy, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time trying to make a question work. If you see a multiple choice question that would be really hard for me to turn into a fill-in question, I probably didn't do it. I don't want to spend an hour trying to make something work, especially when there's a bunch of other questions that will work pretty easily. So that can give you a general idea of the types of questions you're going to see on the exams. So for the exams, you will have 4 open note, open book, fill-in exams during the course of this class. There'll be 3 midterms that will consist of 100 questions each and will cover the most recent modules. And then the final is 200 questions and is cumulative. So it'll be from every single module. Now, the midterm exams are timed and you have 120 minutes to finish the 100 questions. So that should be enough where, as long as you know where everything is in your notes, you can find it. Or if you have a couple of questions that you need to find the answers to, you can do that. It's not enough time to frantically go through all the videos and stuff, though. So be prepared for when you sit this exam. You have all your notes, you've watched all the videos, you have a general idea where everything is, and you're able to find the things quickly. The final is also timed. You have 240 minutes to finish 200 questions. All the exams and the finals are going to be due on the last minute, the last day of finals week, and you only have one chance to take each exam. Once you hit the begin button on the exams, the timer is going to start. The same thing happens for the quizzes. The timer will start the second that you hit begin, and it'll continue going even if you exit out of that exam, even if you turn off your computer, if you unplug it, whatever. It's housed on a server on campus, so it'll keep going as soon as you start it. There's no way to pause that timer. Keep that in mind. Now, the other major thing that you're going to be doing this semester is a podcast assignment. So I have a whole video explaining the podcast assignment, but basically you're going to be choosing an area of arthropod biology that you want to investigate and then teach the world about. If you do really well on this podcast assignment, you get an A or a B, it's going to go on our podcast stream for the world to listen to. So there are several parts to this assignment. You need to choose your subject and create an outline. You need to write a script, and you need to record the final podcast. Each assignment has its own instructions and due dates throughout the semester, so make sure you check on Canvas for that detailed information. Now, because you only have one chance to do some of these things, and sometimes stuff happens when you are taking an exam, or you mess up a quiz, or you forget a deadline or something like that. So because of that, I do have extra credit throughout the course. So there's a lot of different opportunities for extra credit throughout the semester. These opportunities are either already up on the extra credit page. They're going to be announced through in class. I might send you an email. I might post an announcement. I might put something up on Canvas, whatever. But they're going to be there throughout the class. Now, I do not accept late extra credit for any reason, even if you're sick, even if you have a university-approved excuse. Because it is extra credit, it's extra. You don't need it. And I don't have to give it to you. So it is just there just to make sure that you have all the points that you deserve in case you have just a bad day. But I don't take any late extra credit for any reason whatsoever. Now, your very first chance for extra credit is already up on Canvas. You have the chance to design and carry out your very own research project. This is worth 50 points. Details for this project can be found on Canvas, so go and check that out right now. Your second chance for extra credit is volunteering. You can volunteer doing something related to entomology. I'll be posting whatever volunteer opportunities come my way, but if you can't make any of those, or I don't find many this semester, you can come up with your own volunteering opportunity. You can volunteer wherever you want, doing whatever you want, and you can earn up to 50 points of extra credit. It's 2 points per hour of volunteer time. All right, so all of that is up there. Now, here's your overall view of your grades this semester. You have your intro quiz, which you'll take after this intro module. That'll be worth 20 points. You have 13 module quizzes worth 20 points each. You have your textbook questions worth 100 points. You have 3 exams. Midterm exams worth 100 points each, and a final exam, which is cumulative, worth 200 points. And then you've got your podcast, 25 points for the topic and outline, 50 points for the script, and 100 points for your final recording, for a total of 1,055 points available in this course. Fantastic. Now, a little bit about these textbook questions. At the end of each chapter, you will have about 10 questions you have to take for these textbook quizzes, these reading quizzes or reading questions. At the end of the semester, I'll go in and see what percentage of these questions you got correct. If you get every single one of them correct, you'll earn 100%, and I'll take 100% of these final points. So I'll basically take that percentage that you got right and apply it to this 100 points. So if you get 100%, you'll earn 100 points. If you only got 90% of your questions correct, you'll earn 90 points. If you got 50%, you'll earn 50 points. So that's how I'll do this. This I have to hand enter at the end of the semester though. So this will be entered after all the grades are in, after that 11:59 p.m. on the last day of finals week. Now here's the basic grading scheme. Anything that's 90% and above, you'll earn an A. 80 to 89% is a B. 70 to 79% is a C. 60 to 69% is a D. And less than 60% is an F. Now, I do not round up because I offer so much extra credit. So if you think you might be on the edge, go and do a little bit of extra credit. There's plenty in there. Go and do that extra credit, and that will push you up and make sure you're good to go. I want to know that you're keeping track of your grades and where you're at so that you have all the points you deserve. Now, this class is designed to give you the maximum amount of time to get everything done, so there's really no more time for late work. The only things you can possibly turn in late are the podcast stuff, and even then, there's a lot of peer review, and I'll show you that in some subsequent videos, so you really can't turn that late in either. Keep on top of your assignments. You have to be able to turn those in on time. Now, this is the suggested course schedule. As I said, each week is approximately equal to one module. So I have it all listed here, but it's up to you to determine when exactly you do this. I would suggest doing this week by week just to keep on task, but feel free to skip ahead if you want to. I do build from module to module, so you'll be finding that I'm referring back in later modules to stuff that you learned in earlier ones. So if you decide to do a later module first, you might be a little lost. Keep that in mind. But starting out, you have your intro module. Here's the reading that I have for you here. This equates to a chapter in the book, and then you have any assignments. Now, I've put only the quizzes and the textbook reading here because your podcast will be throughout the semester, but that'll be on your to-do list on Canvas. Okay, the first module, past the introduction, you're going to be learning about arthropoda, external and internal anatomy, and the classes. Here are the 2 chapters that you'll need to read for that, and then the quiz and the textbook quizzes. Then we go into external anatomy. We go into internal anatomy and growth, and then you have your first exam. And your exams cover what we did in those most recent modules. Then you move on to insect systematics, Diptera, Culicity, California muscady, Hippoboscidae, Oestridae, and Tabanidea. Exam 2 only covers what we went over since exam 1. Then that third grouping of modules, you get into some more flies, some hemiptera, some lice and fleas, some ticks, some mites, and then some other arthropods of veterinary importance. You have your associated quizzes and textbook questions, and then your final midterm. Then your final exam covers everything you did this semester. It's all fill-in. So everything is due on the last day of finals week, and you can check the academic calendar to see exactly what day that is. Now, just to help you plan, I have here on your syllabus the time that each, or the number of minutes that each video lasts. You'll notice I don't have a time for the syllabus video yet because I am doing it right now, and I don't know how to go into the future yet. Okay. So this just gives you an idea. I try to keep the videos pretty short. You'll notice most of them are under 20 minutes. There's 1 or 2 that are a little bit longer. This one's going to be a little bit longer, but not too much longer. I want you to be able to watch a video while you're walking in between classes or on your lunch break or something like that. So you don't have to sit down for 3 hours a week and watch something in a big chunk. So I've broken them up. You'll notice some are just a few minutes. Go through these, watch them as many times as you want, take as many notes as you want, and you'll be good to go. So here's all the videos that we'll be watching this semester. All right, now on to the university policies. Here we have our basic university policies. The attendance policy states we expect you to come to class. I expect you to log in on a regular basis and manage your time. Here's the makeup rule policy, academic integrity, the ADA policy. This is something I do want to spend some time looking at. So this American with Disabilities app, or policy, states that if you have any type of disability, including learning disabilities or anything like that, I will work with you to make sure that you're on the same level playing field as everybody else. So I'm really excited to be working with a group of students that finally understands that mental health is important, that learning disabilities are a thing, and that disabilities in general, you have the resources in order to ask for help. When I was started teaching, 20 some odd years ago, people still thought that mental health was a luxury and that it was embarrassing to ask for help. People didn't understand the extent of learning disabilities. And when I was going through school, people didn't understand learning disabilities at all. So I'm severely dyslexic. You'll notice this when I do my lessons and when you see all the damn typos that I have. I rely very, very heavily on spell check because I flip words around in my brain all the time. And you can show me a correctly spelled and a misspelled word, and I cannot see the difference. It's awful. So when I was going through school, when I was in 5th grade, we had spelling tests every week. And if we misspelled enough, if we failed each spelling test on a Friday, we had to stay after school and go to detention and copy the dictionary. I was there every damn week during 5th grade. They changed the policy after me. Yay, I broke the system. And I didn't figure out that I was dyslexic until I was in grad school. So I had a real hard time in undergraduate. I had to just straight memorize stuff. Spelling was a nightmare. We didn't really have as robust word processing stuff then. I mean, I'm old, so I didn't have Word necessarily with all its good spell check. So that was a big issue. You guys have those resources, and I want to make sure that you're supported in that. So if you have any type of learning disability at all, even if you suspect you might have one, we have some amazing resources for you here at the Disability Student Services. They have help if you are dyslexic, if you have anxiety, if you have depression. I have both anxiety and depression, so I understand what you go through with those things. If you're schizotopic, if you have a myriad of other things. We have ways where you can come up on the level playing field with other students. And that's all we're trying to do. Make sure you have the same chance as everybody else. Because when you have a learning disability or you have a mental disorder, you have a physical disorder, you're basically starting further back from the starting line than everybody else. So you have to work harder to reach that equal playing ground or that equal level. I want to help you get there. So if you need something, you just let me know. I have all these resources for you that you can use, that you can go to, and I will make sure you have the resources you need to be successful. Now, we are a Title IX school, and this means that if there are any issues during class, on campus, anything like that, where you feel unsafe, where you've seen something that is inappropriate, where something has happened to you, you can come and talk to me and I will report it. I can keep it confidential, like who reported it or who told me, but we will look into it and try to make this as safe a place as possible. So if you are experiencing anything at all, where there's any type of sexual harassment, any racism, anything, let me know and we will take care of it. I want to make sure that you are as safe as possible, that you are in a comfortable learning environment, that you are supported so that you can actually learn the best to all of our abilities and get the most out of this class that you possibly can. All right. Again, I especially take mental health very, very seriously. I know that it is really stressful being in college. You are putting yourself through a really stressful situation. So make sure you take care of yourself. If you need a mental health day, take it. If you need help, ask for it. I have a lot of resources on Canvas for you. I know a lot of things. I can help you find the proper people to talk to. I can't counsel you myself, but I can help you make an appointment, or I can point you in the right direction. I can walk you to the counseling services if you don't know where to go. So we can work that out. I want to make sure you are good. I want to make sure you are happy and that you are learning absolutely everything you can. Feel free to drop in to office hours and just talk to me about things. I've been through a lot. I know what to do in a lot of things, and I'm a good, just sort of sounding board. So I'm here to help you out. Please, please, please take advantage of that. All right. So that's the basics of the syllabus. Please let me know if you have any questions, and here's to a good semester.